Hi, Mika here, and welcome back to our Superchat Academy. In the last video, we already created an AI chatbot together, and I promised you that in this video, we will now take a look at how we can use that AI chatbot in Superchat's automations to really make it accessible to all of our contacts across all channels. So as always, let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. So here I'm in Superchat's AI chatbot settings, the place where we've left off in the last video. And here you can still see the chatbot is not active yet. So that we have to do by adding this AI chatbot to one of our automations. So let's go ahead to automations that you can find here in the navigation. We will create a new automation, and this automation we will start from scratch. And here we are now already in our automation builder. We can start off by giving our automation a name. We will call it Lisa Support Bot Demo. Support Bot Demo Automation. Now we have to define the trigger. You can see it here. It already says, hey, add a trigger. The trigger is always the event that needs to happen for us to start the automation. So here, if we click on it, we can already see a whole bunch of options. Here really from, hey, date and time. This is really handy for appointment reminders or also automated birthday greetings. We can manually trigger the automation from the Unified inbox. Really interesting for marketing sequences via WhatsApp, email that we can manually trigger from our Unified inbox for nurturing leads, for example. New incoming messages, new incoming message trigger goes hand in hand with contact sends a specific message. If the contact sends a message that contains a specific word, you can trigger automations. When the contact clicks on a link, so like a messenger link or scans a QR code, we can start automations for new incoming webhooks. So, if something happens in an external tool that you are also using, we can also start automations. So as you can see, a lot of options. So here you always first have to think about what's actually the trigger. In our case, it's we want to start the automation for all new support tickets coming in from customers that we haven't talked to. So like in our case, we will then go with the trigger new incoming conversation. So I select this one, and now you can already see here in the sidebar, we have to set this up now. So here we are first asked for which communication channels this trigger should work. Here you can really use automation across all channels that we are supporting. So really from Telegram, email, Instagram, Facebook and co. And of course, WhatsApp, you can really use it across all channels. Same with the AI chatbot. But in our case, we will now stick to WhatsApp. So let's select WhatsApp here. And here we are asking whether you want to trigger this once per contact. In our case, like this being disabled is completely fine. Now here with these connectors, you can now start building your automation. So it already says it, then do the following. So now if we drag and drop here, we can now add actions. And actions are all the things that we basically want to automate. From handing the conversation over to an AI chatbot, to sending out messages, adding labels to a conversation, assigning the conversation, and so on and so forth. So here you can see like all the actions that we are supporting. In our case, what we want to do is before actually handing over the conversation to the AI chatbot, we first want to send out a welcome message using quick responses because we only selected WhatsApp. So here we can make use of these WhatsApp specific message types. So here we have quick response, list, and WhatsApp template. In our case, we want to go with the WhatsApp quick response message. So here you can already see the preview of how this will look like in the end for the customer. We will now start with a headline, maybe give it a headline saying, hey, welcome to Superchat. Down below, we will define the message. Hi, we will make it a little bit personal. Hi, first name. How can we help you today? That looks good to me. Now we can continue here with the quick responses. I have a question. I found a bug, might be one, and the other one might be plan and billing. Questions regarding plan and billing. So now instead of the contact, like having to manually type, what you might want to do is add the most common like issues that your customers are facing so that they are just able to click one of these options. Just makes the UX and the entire user experience a lot easier and also nicer. Then here down below, we can add additional settings here, making these quick responses mandatory. So in that case, if we enable it, we can define the retries, the number of retries. So every time the user now does not select any of these options, we will send out this error message saying, hey, please select one of the given options. We can customize this, of course. And after 3 retries, we are then able to continue the automation in another way, following up, explaining something, etc. We will keep it super simple for now, so we will not do that. We can optionally also add a footer here at the bottom. Also not for now. Let's keep it simple. Exactly. That's it to the WhatsApp quick response. So here we now set up a very nice greeting, welcoming the customer, already asking him how we can help him. And now here you can already see all these dots again, the connectors where we can continue the automation. So here, once the customer has clicked on I have a question, we want to continue the automation here by now handing over the conversation to the AI chatbot. So that's exactly what we are going to do. So here clicking AI chatbot, and now we have to set this up again. Here you can see, hey, AI chatbot, he will receive the information from whatever they messaged here or clicked here. And now we will just say, hey, which AI chatbot do we want to use in this case? So our Lisa support bot that we have set up in the last video. Here we can provide additional run guides. So this is just an extension from what we already set up in the AI chatbot settings. So the instructions, the prompt. In our case, we don't need this now, but like in the advanced video automation video, we will actually make use of this. Then here we are asking when the user input should expire. So once the contact hasn't responded for 23 hours, we can continue the conversation. This is important because otherwise the automation will never end. So like here, this you can also customize and then say, hey, when the contact hasn't responded for X amount, then, set the conversation to done or assign the conversation one more time to a human agent so that he can manually follow up with that customer, for example. Then 2 additional options here at the bottom, human handover. So if I enable this, you can see a new connector popping up here. And this kind of already explains what it does when contact asks for human help. And this is exactly what it says. So once the contact says something, hey, I don't want to talk to the chatbot anymore, or please connect me to a human agent, our AI automatically identifies that, and then you can continue the automation accordingly. So here in this case, what you might want to do is here, once the contact asked for human help, you want to send out a message maybe. So send out a message saying, no worries, we will connect you to an agent right away. So that looks good. And then afterwards, what is probably good to do is to assign the conversation so that someone from your team will be notified so that he knows, hey, I have to manually now respond to this customer. So maybe not assigned to specific, but any user. And then here, based on workload, and here I will now select my support team so that one of them is now assigned to this conversation and knows that he actually has to follow up with this customer. Done. One more thing that we skipped here was the automatic speech recognition. So again, if I enable this, you can see a new connector popping up here when the conversation has ended. So here we automatically identify, especially relevant in support use cases, once the issue was resolved, that we can then continue the automation. In most use cases, what you probably want to do is to mark the conversation as done because we know, hey, now the customer's all set, we resolved his issue, and now we don't have to do anything anymore. So in order to not clutter our inbox and keep everything organized, we might want to then set this conversation to done. Perfect. Now here there are a lot of dots not connected yet. So if the contact found a bug, we probably also want to hand over the conversation to the AI chatbot. In the case that the contact clicks on plan and billing, I think what we should do here is to assign the conversation to not the support team, but sales team, so that they upsell the customer. So here again, assign to any user. And here in this case, we will now opt with the assignment according to round robin to distribute leads in a fair manner. So here I will now select my sales team, and then they will also be notified and can manually follow up with that customer again. Exactly. When the contact writes something else, I also want to hand it over to the contact. And here, if the contact doesn't respond within 23 hours, I will just not do anything. And then basically automation will end here. Exactly. That's it. So to summarize it again really quick. So every time we get a new incoming conversation, so a new message, the customer is sending us a message for the first time via this channel, we will send out a greeting saying, hey, welcome to Superchat. How can we help you? If the contact then clicks on, I have a question, I found a bug, or writes something else, we will continue the automation by handing it over to the AI chatbot. And once the conversation or the issue was resolved, we will mark the conversation as done. If the contact, however, asks for human help or is frustrated, we will send them a message saying, hey, we will connect you to an agent, and then assign it to our support team. And in case the contact clicks on plan and billing, we will assign it based on round robin to our sales team. That's all good. Let's now go ahead and publish it. So that seemed to work. Perfect. Now we can actually test it. So let me jump into WhatsApp. So here, this is the number that I used for the automation. And now I will just say hi. Now we should receive the quick response. Here we go. Saying, hey, welcome to Superchat. Hi, Mika, how can we help you today? And now I will proceed with, I found a bug. And now the AI should take over. Exactly. The AI chatbot now already answered, so I'm sorry to hear that you've encountered a bug. Could you please provide more details, etc. So now if we jump back into Superchat, we will see that there are new messages. So here, inbox is a new conversation. And here you can exactly now see also what's going on. So, the contact wrote a new message. And now the automation was triggered. Here with the banner, we can see, hey, there's an automation going on. And here you can even see which automation. So the Lisa support bot demo automation. And this is just like for the users and agents to know, hey, I might not want to write a message or do anything to the conversation because I might interfere, with the AI chatbot, for example, already chatting with the customer. If you now want to manually take control of the of the conversation again, you can just cancel the automation here and then manually respond. So like all you have to do is here click on cancel automation, confirm it, and then take the conversation over manually. Exactly. That's it. I hope this was already insightful and gave you like a good understanding on how AI, chatbot, and also automations work in Superchat. In the next video, we will make an even deeper dive into automations. So if that might be interesting to you, also check this video out. Otherwise, I hope to see you very soon. Greetings from Berlin. Bye-bye.